Mm-hmm. And then Alice sees Gemma and they go and they want to play together in the house. Perfect. Oh, hello. Today we're doing something fun. I'm sorry I got caught away. I was writing my own version of Jacqueline Wilson's Best Friends book. I know maybe you already know this book because you read it already or you know the author, but I already done another video on reviewing this book too. And that's what we're doing today. Last time, well, I had my grandma and it wasn't that fun, so I'm trying to make a better version for you guys. So, let's start with the book review. First is the characters. Oh, wait. Well, make sure you have a nice bowl of fruit or some snacks to get you cozy and help you listen better. Alright, so I got my plate of fruit here, ready to start the video. Alright, so the characters are very simple. First is Gemma. I think she's the main character of the story. Next is her best friend Alice. And then there's a boy in her class called Biscuit. And then there's also, of course, Gemma's family. Her mom, her dad. She has many siblings. Her big brother Colum, her another brother named Jack, and her granddad, who always picks her home from school and gives her ice gems for a dessert. So, to start with, Alice and Gemma were very best friends. They lived close together. They knew each other from when they were babies. I'm going to show you this. This is them. They were talking to each other using baby language. So when they grew up, they were very close, but they are not similar. So Gemma likes to be like not girly. She likes soccer, while Alice likes like ballet and dancing, all those girly stuff. In school, Alice daintily sat on the table and make some model from clay, while Gemma was covered from clay from head to foot. So these two didn't have much in common, but they really liked each other. But then one day, Alice came over to Gemma's house for like a sleepover or a playdate sleepover. And then Alice had to give this very sad sentence that she was going to move houses. She was not moving like near, she was moving all the way to Scotland. And they were going to live in a big mansion, and her house was very big. But Gemma didn't like that at all, and so did Alice. They were best friends, so of course, best friends don't like to be separated. So, do you know what they did? What they did was very naughty, but also, well, kind of, I don't know, can't explain it. So, Gemma gave Alice a wig that likes braiding and has a different hair color. And Alice wore it, and then Gemma dressed her up in Gemma's old clothes. And Gemma, well, her hair was sticking up like this. She looked like a boy. So it was easy for her to be like one. So she dressed up like a boy. I imagined her using her brother's old clothes. So she wore a cap, and they sprinted outside, and they ran. And well, Alice's family was rich, so she brought her like savings or her allowance, so that they made a plan to go to the London train, and they catch the train and go somewhere else. They didn't care about their family. They just wanted to be together so much that they wanted to run away. And then they went to a sweet shop and bought many sweets. cake, chocolate. But then eventually they were running past and Alice was getting tired. And then there was this guy, the biscuits guy in Gemma's class. He was fat and then he was walking with his mom and he saw them running and then he recognized them straight away because, well, of course they were in his class, so they recognized him. And he recognized them. So he said, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And then they were like, they told him their plan, and then he told when he went home, I think he wasn't with his mom that time. Then he went home and told his mom, and his mom asked who the two runaways were, and he told his mom that they were Alice and Gemma. And then his mom was so worried about them that she phoned both their families, and then eventually the families found those two girls and they were very angry and worried and frustrated, I guess. Especially Alice's mom. Now, before they ran away, Alice's mom thought that, well, Alice's mom's name is Karen, so we just call her that. So Karen didn't really like Gemma, but Karen was friends with Gemma's mom, Liz. I guess that's her name, Liz or something. Yes, that's short for some other name. And then, well, she thought that it was all Gemma's idea when Alice was the one who thought up that idea to run away. So she thought Gemma was a bad influence and that she wanted to move away. So in the evening, they slept together, but Gemma still felt really bad. So the next day, Alice went home and they were very sad. So she would be moving a few days later. So Gemma was mad at Biscuits. And then when she went to school without Gemma, she had to sit next to an empty seat, which made her very sad. She even cried in class. I feel sorry for Gemma. And then when she tried to get Biscuits, she tried to get revenge on him. So she waited outside the boys' bathroom. And when he came out, she tried to pull his pants off. Okay, this is getting a little long. Why don't we conclude it? So, a few days later, Gemma, they were doing this project, and then Biscuits, like he wanted to be Fat Larry, and then they suddenly make friends again, Biscuits and Gemma, and then later, Gemma's granddad, he works as a taxi driver. His granddad looks even too young to be a granddad. So he was going to Scotland too to pick up a, like, how do you call it, a guest. She was an old lady. And then, well, do you know what? Alice lives in Scotland too. So her granddad decided to take her with him. She was very happy. And then when they got to Alice's house, well, it took a whole journey overnight to go there. So Scotland is far. I don't really remember where Gemma lives, but I guess it's far away from Scotland. So they went there, and then Alice was very happy, but there was this girl in her class, her new school, her new class. This girl was called Flora Hamilton, I guess. And then Alice's parents, well, at least her mom, wasn't happy that Gemma was here because, well, you know what? She thought Gemma was a bad influence. So, well, she also invited the Hamiltons to come too. So Flora kind of like ruins their day. And also Alice, Gemma and Biscuits made a birthday cake together for Alice and Gemma. And they wrote Alice and Gemma on top. But then Auntie Karen didn't let those two cut the cake. She let Flora cut it. And Alice was so mad, she picked up pretend this is the cake and flung the cake into Flora's face. Yeah, I know, that's very bad, but still, I think Flora deserves it because, well, I know it was Alice and Gemma's special day together. And they were supposed to blow the cake out and make both their birthday wishes, but Auntie Karen gave it to Flora and she cut the cake. So, Gemma was sent home in disgrace. Her granddad took her, but he wasn't really mad. And then, when she went home, she was very sad. Her mom tried to comfort her by cheering her up and giving her a favorite meal, but it didn't really work. So, and then later on, it was her birthday. And then this is where the story ends, like on her birthday. And then Biscuits comes over and gives her a present, and so does his family. And then he made her a birthday cake, and they had a happy birthday. But the weird thing is, Gemma still didn't see a present from Alice, even though Gemma already sent Alice her birthday present. You know what? Alice and Gemma's birthday are on the same day because they were born the same. They were born the same time, I guess. And then Gemma gave Alice a fluffy cushion that would look great in her new pink bedroom. And then the next day, Gemma was very happy to see that Alice had sent her a birthday present. And you know what the birthday present was? It was Alice's special charm bracelet with the Noah's Ark that Gemma really loved. And then, well, it ended where Alice gives Gemma a note. Underneath, Alice had added, "This is the note Alice wrote. Lots and lots of hugs, Gem. I hope you have a very, very happy birthday. I'm having a party, but it won't be at all the same without you. Mom's made me ask Flora, but I don't like her much now. You're still my best friend, even though I'm not supposed to get in touch with you anymore. Dad said he'd send you this, though, in a special parcel because I wanted to send you something precious. He helped me get the new bit too. Lots of love from Alice. XXXX." So this is her charm bracelet, Alice's charm bracelet. She gave it to Gemma, and she added a new charm here. This is the Noah's Ark, I guess, where Gemma loved it. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoy reading this too. Well, if you read it, please write in the comments below. If you guys haven't read it, please give me a thumbs down. If you already read it, give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye.